Hello everyone, welcome to this week's edition of Telegraph Herald, More Than the Score. I'm your host Steve Ortman. Alongside me this week, Tim O'Neill. What else can you say?
Hello.
That's a good start. Well, let's dive right in. Action-packed edition of More Than the Score. I hope you got your peanut butter, because this is going to be a jammed-packed edition of Mosco. More Than the Score. I like to call it Mosco, it's for short. Right, we have fun in the office. Anyway, Sam Schnee, let's get right to it. He's good, I guess, right?
He's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yep. He was nearing the program record for all-time career rushing yards, and it looked like maybe he was going to need a couple of weeks to do it. He entered the week needing 305 to tie Jamie Murphy's record.
For Dubuque Senior, by the way.
For Dubuque Senior, sorry,
Yes.
I'm getting way ahead of myself. So he needed 305 to tie, 306 to break it. And at halftime of the game on Friday night, he was at 210 yards officially, and then the game was postponed. Came back and got it the next day. Unofficially, by my stats, I had him for 307. Officially, he had 319, so he got well past Murphy's record. Murphy ran for 2,709 yards for the Rams, and then went on to play for the University of Iowa. Schnee is just beyond that. I had him for 2,711. I can't do math quick enough to get you those numbers right now, but he's got the record, and he will add on to that the final 2 weeks.
And by no coincidence, the Rams are having a pretty good season.
Absolutely. They won their sixth straight game. They're undefeated in Class 4A District 6, and they got two big ones left. The other two teams fighting for the two playoff spots, I can't speak either today. They host North Scott this week. North Scott is also unbeaten in the district. And then in week 9, Pleasant Valley comes to Dalzell Field. So basically it sets up pretty simple. The Rams beat Pleasant Valley, they're in for sure. Win against North Scott this week, and it'll go down to the final week to determine all the tiebreakers and everything else. But I talked to Sam Schnee after his record-breaking day on Saturday. Here's what he had to say about the record and what they got to do the rest of the way to get that playoff spot.
Just tell me a little bit about this game and what it means to you to hold that record, take it from a guy, Jamie Murphy, who obviously was a great runner for the Rams back in the early 2000s.
It means a lot to me. You always hear stuff about Jamie Murphy, so getting this record's big. I can't do any of this without my line and the coaches, all my teammates, so I'm just thankful for all of them.
You kind of mentioned it. What was your focus coming into today? You had 208 yards last night, needed 98 for the record. You said you didn't really know where you were at, but what was your focus coming into the second half today after a lightning delay?
Well, the rain was tough, but we had a good game yesterday, a good half, so we knew we had to come in today and have an even better one. It was going to be tough. We both know we're going to run the ball because the conditions, hard passing, obviously. So we're just going to focus on up front, running the ball, and I think we did a good job with that.
All right, I don't know if you heard the fans chanting one more yard. I think it was about a 2nd and 7 or so. You were sitting at 305. Did you hear them chanting at all?
I don't. I try not to. I mean, they're great, but I try not to listen to them. Just trying to stay in the zone.
All right, seniors celebrating a county championship. You guys go undefeated, city championship as well. Just what does that mean for you guys to beat Wahlert, Hempstead, and Western Dubuque in the same season?
It's great, but we can't focus on those games anymore. They're in the past. We have 2 really tough games coming up. We got big expectations. We're looking to make something happen.
Speaking of those 2 games, obviously they're huge. The other 2 teams you guys entered the week tied with for first place in the district. At this point, just need to win one of those games to get into the playoffs. So what's going to be most important for you guys next week as you try and clinch that playoff spot?
Definitely the practice has to be, all practice has to be like picture perfect. We got to watch film, know what we're looking for, and we just got to go out there and play some heart.
All right, so that was Sam Schnee. Mentioned what the Rams got coming up the final 2 weeks of the season. Western Dubuque will play Davenport West this week and then host Dubuque Hempstead in the finale. Hempstead got its first win of the district season this past weekend. They will play Pleasant Valley this week before, like I mentioned, going to Western Dubuque. Hempstead is still on the cusp of playoff eligibility. It's pretty convoluted as far as what they need to get in, but they got to win their final 2 games, that's for sure, and then get some help on the back end in those tiebreakers. So it starts for them against Pleasant Valley, and obviously if Hempstead beats Pleasant Valley, that would make the road a lot simpler for the Rams.
Now, another team charging hard towards the postseason is Cascade. And boy, this past Friday night, did they look good. Big rivalry matchup against Dyersville-Beckman. Cougars come out on top 35-7, just a top-notch performance. They improved to 7-0 overall, 5-0 in Class 2A District 4. They're third ranked in 2A. And if I might paraphrase the great, late, legendary Tom Petty, you can stand the Cougars up at the gates of hell, but they won't back down. Pretty good, huh?
I'd leave it to Tom Petty.
Anyway, boy, did they look good once again. They've got Waterloo-Columbus coming up next week, very winnable matchup. And then the district championship, the outright title is going to be on the line in the final week against LaPorte City Union. Against Beckman, boy, did the Cougars look just fantastic. This team has been on a roll all season. Harris Hoffman through the air was 7 of 11 for 152 yards and 3 touchdowns. 2 of them going to Johnny Supel, another going to Logan Otting, who also made some big plays on the defensive end at linebacker. Austin Lawrence carried 26 times for 172 yards and a score. This team is really firing on all cylinders. Like I mentioned, Logan Otting, some big plays at wide receiver as well as at linebacker. I caught up with Otting after the game. Here's what he had to say about another big Cascade win.
All right, so tonight was a big win for us. We knew Beckman was going to be an aggressive team coming in. We knew Joel Baskey was a good quarterback. We knew that Mark Brown was a good player, and we knew that our coaches let us know what we needed to do to get this win, and I give everything to the coaches tonight.
Sure, and offensively, Austin Lawrence did a great job getting you guys going on the ground, but he got things going through the passing attack. Talk a little bit about that. You caught a big touchdown as well.
Yeah, well, coming in tonight, we knew it was going to be wet, so we were a little nervous about if we were going to get our passing game going tonight, but as the night went on, the rain kind of died down a little bit, and we were able to get that going, so that was a good thing for us.
Sure. Talk about this defense. Have things really been clicking for you guys as the season rolls on? Obviously, Beckman's got some weapons, and he held them to 7 points tonight.
Yeah, definitely. This year, we're really focusing on defense. Previous years, we focused really on offense, so kind of just taking a step back this year and really keyed in on our defense, and it's being successful.
Now, I know so many of these episodes are filled with football. Moving away from football shortly here, the Mississippi Valley Conference Super Meet was held cross country at the Dubuque Soccer Complex last week. I was there.
You were?
I was roaming around, talking to a bunch of people. Very busy place. I was out there making the rounds. And the big story, Dubuque Hempstead girls cross country team wins their first MVC Super Meet championship since 1986. Mustangs had a great day out there as Hannah Brown battled an illness but still finished 8th in 19 minutes and 12 seconds. She was followed by Shaylin Hosstagger placing 10th in 1918 and Heather Hosstagger coming in 11th in 1921. Rounding out the score for the Mustangs were Casey Nichols in 13th place in 1925 and Kaylee Light 27th in 2001 to bring home the MVC championship. This is a team that placed second at the Class 4A state cross-country meet last year down in Fort Dodge, a team that really believes they have the talent to get back there and do it again. I caught up with Hannah Brown after the big win, and here is what she had to say.
The course is very good. It's really nice to have everybody cheering people on, and I think the community is nice of it. The teammates really help in the motivation part of it. It was all mental that I had to push through it. I was struggling a little bit, but that's okay.
Yeah, you weren't feeling really well, but are you still happy to come out then overall where you finished?
I'm very happy with the way I finished with not feeling well.
Yeah, and now MVC Super Meet, tons of great talent here. How satisfying is it for you guys to win this thing?
Very satisfying. Our team and our coaches have been pushing all of us hard together, and it's been a lot of work, and we definitely deserve to work this hard and then to go and do it. It's definitely what we've been pushing for.
Sure. Now, second place finish at state last year. Have you guys kind of had that extra motivation this year to, kind of prove that, that's no fluke. You guys are going to be right back there again?
Yeah, it's a lot of motivation, and we're really, really happy with the way we finished last year, and we are hoping to do that again and keep it going and to continue to get stronger and grow together as a team.
So many other things going on, Tim. Hawkeye football gets back on track with a win over Illinois. Iowa State, a huge upset over number 3 Oklahoma this past weekend. NFL, Aaron Rodgers, 4-1. Packers looking good. The Mitch Trubisky era started on Monday night for the Chicago Bears.
Trubisky.
Lots of excitement there. And boy, the New York Giants, 0-5. And being a Patriots fan, it really pains me to see Eli Manning and the Giants at 0-5.
I take solace in the fact that Eli Manning and the Giants could go 0-16, and if they somehow got a bye to the Super Bowl, they would still beat Tom Brady and the Patriots. That warms my heart.
That's good. You could say Eli Manning and the New York Giants are free. Free falling. You want to play us out? Go ahead. Sign off for us?
This is
I'm
terrible.
busy.
Please save me. We'll see you next week
Free falling.
on More Than the Score, presented by Telegraph Herald.
Falling. Goes out. Free. Free falling.